tremendous and epic win. Tony Hinchcliffe, quote, I apologize to absolutely nobody. This dude, props to Tony Hinchcliffe to kill Tony. You guys saw, he made the joke about an island of garbage. He said, I think it's called Puerto Rico. It was a good joke. And the Democrats lost their minds. And they were like, how dare you call Puerto Ricans garbage? Tony Hinchcliffe has since responded on his show saying, I apologize to no one. And he points out, he's like, apparently Puerto Rico is a landfill problem, and I'm the only one who knew that. When you understand the context of his joke, you start to realize it was actually extremely tame. For those that aren't familiar, he said, there's a lot going on that people don't know about. For instance, did you know there's a giant island of garbage floating in the middle of the ocean? I think it's called Puerto Rico. And then everyone's like, oh, and he was like, all right, all right. This guy is a roast comic who has said things far worse than that joke. Now, the argument from a lot of people was like, maybe you don't have a roast comic at a political rally. But since then, check this out, Daily Beast, Tony Hinchcliffe gloats over Trump's Latino support after MSG rally insults. The comedian's joke about Puerto Rico threatened to hurt Donald Trump with Latino voters just out of Election Day, but an exit poll showed it didn't. Trump gained massively with Latino voters. So instead of me sitting here telling you what for, let's play it from the man himself. Listen to this clip from Kill Tony, where he does what any good comic should do and say it was a joke, STFU, and I don't apologize.
Ladies and gentlemen, last night I gave a speech. I don't know if you've heard about this. It was a speech about free speech, believe it or not. And I'm currently under attack. I'm the news. I don't know if you guys know this, but on my speech on free speech, I referenced Puerto Rico, which currently has a landfill problem in which all of their landfills are filled to the brim. I guess I'm the only person that knew about this, unfortunately. And with that said, I just want to say that I love Puerto Ricans. They're very smart people. They're smart, they're street smart, and they're smart enough to know when they're being used as political fodder.
Wow.
And right now, that is happening. And I apologize to absolutely nobody.
Let's go.
Not to the Puerto Ricans, not to the whites, not to the blacks, not to the Palestinians, not to the Jews, and not to my own mother, who I made fun of during the set. Nobody clipped that. No headlines about me making fun of my own mother. Perhaps that venue at that time wasn't the best fucking place to do this set at.
Whatever, man.
But in any matter, to the mainstream media and to everybody trying to slander me online, that's what I do. I go hard, and that's never going to change. Who's ready for the best fucking night of their lives?
Dude, absolutely epic response. I apologize to absolutely nobody, not the Puerto Ricans, not the whites, the blacks, the Palestinians, the Jews, and not to my own mother. I am sick of people acting like jokes ain't jokes. George Carlin, I'm a big fan. When I was a kid, I saw his comedy specials, and he was an old man. And I remember when he was getting really old, and it was kind of sad, and then he passed on. But I remember in the 90s, this is a guy who had the hippy-dippy weatherman. That's it. A silly joke. Silly joke. He had the words, 7 words you can't say on TV. He got arrested for this stuff. Obscenity. And he has a bit from his early 90s comedy special where he drops every racial slur imaginable. And he ends by calling Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy the N-word. Shocking, I know. And he makes the point. He's friends with those guys. He says, I don't actually mean anything bad by it. It's a joke. You have to understand the person behind them, behind the words. The words don't do anything. And that's what I'm talking about. The words don't do anything when you make the joke. Let's throw it up. Here we go. Black Star News, the Puerto Rico trash problem, a call for change in waste management from October 29th. They say Puerto Rico is not a country to take any joke regarding waste management. The island generates around 1.3 billion pounds of trash each year. Sadly, nearly 85% of its landfills are at saturation levels. This creates a terrible state of affairs, a situation where no proper means for waste disposal and recycling facilities has further aggravated the crisis. Much of the wastes are disposed of through littering. Look at this. I go back. I can look at all of these stories. We'll go Puerto Rico landfills from ecorich.com. In May of 2022, they said that in 2 to 4 years, the landfills will be overfilled, and you can't, and you're in serious trouble. This is FEMA saying this stuff. Now, I feel bad for our good friend Tony Hinchcliffe because he's like, apparently I'm the only one who knew that. Thus exemplifying his joke when he said there's a lot going on that people don't understand. Here we go, Daily Beast. This is from a couple days ago. Tony Hinchcliffe gloats. They say the controversial right-wing comedian who referred to Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage during Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden has broken his relative silence to take a subtle victory lap. Hinchcliffe recently reshared an Axios article to his X account, which revealed Trump was backed by 46% of Latino voters in his comfortable election win on Tuesday. Excuse me. Before Election Day, those in MAGA world were concerned the insulting joke as well as a comment where Hinchcliffe said Latinos loved making babies would hurt Trump with Hispanic voters at the ballot box. However, as the Axios article noted, Latinos voted for Trump at record levels for a GOP candidate, with the president-elect surpassing Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush to win the biggest share of national Latino vote. Prior to sharing the Axios piece, Hinchcliffe had not posted since the evening of the rally on October 27th. Hinchcliffe also took to Instagram on Sunday to share the date of the next White House Correspondents' Dinner, suggesting he might be interested in hosting the event. I think Tony Hinchcliffe did a great job. I agree there's some criticisms about having a roast comic at a political rally. But I think you look at the results, and we good. You know, I got to say this. I am not Puerto Rican. But I can tell you, and someone makes a joke about me, I have fun with it. Let me tell you all a story that I love so much, and I hope it means something to you. Now, most of you know that I'm part Asian. I am 20% Korean and 5% Japanese. Most of my life, I just thought I was 25% Korean, but, you know, then with the magic of DNA tests, we learned, not me, but other family members, actually part Japanese too, which says a lot about the history of my family. And I love it. I say that, and then Japanese people get mad at me like, don't you dare imply untoward behavior from the Japanese. Anyway, so Mima, she runs a math YouTube channel, if you didn't know this. And several years ago, this is a long time, this is like 6-7 years ago, we were having this demonetization problem on YouTube. And it was just like, for any reason, a video was getting demonetized. We didn't even know why. And so I was talking to Lauren Southern. Hey, Lauren. And she was like, she said, look, all of this demonetization is clearly political. They're targeting anti-establishment conservative voices. And I went, I don't know. My mom makes math videos and she's getting demonetized. And Lauren goes, why am I not surprised that your Korean mother makes math videos? And I immediately busted out laughing. And first thing I did was I texted my Korean mom and I was like, LOL, you make math videos. And she responded with LOL back. Nobody was offended by that. I guess fine. They're going to argue on the left. They're going to be like, Tim, being told you're good at math is different than being called trash. My point is, if South Korea had like a garbage problem, they called it a garbage island, they'd be like, well, we do got a garbage problem. I mean, I'm not from Korea or anything like that. I'm an American. But it was funny. Lauren wasn't being mean. She was making a funny joke. It was hilarious. It was like, I don't know, friends make jokes. It still is very funny. And my Korean mom makes math videos. I love it. We have fun. And someone making that joke is not racist or offensive. That's the stupidest thing. It's like, you know what okay, here's another funny bit. Everybody on the planet loves fried chicken, like literally everybody. And they've turned it on the left, I mean, for a long time into a race, not just the left, but a racist stereotype that black people love fried chicken. And I'm just like, that's the stupidest thing ever because I love fried chicken. We had Terrence Williams on and he's got fried chicken mix like breading and batter. And he said that he made a video supporting Donald Trump while he was eating his lunch, which was fried chicken. And then they started attacking him, calling him all of these racial slurs, like Uncle Tom and stuff. And he's like, I was just eating my dang lunch. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, it is the left that is doing this stuff. Dude, if I eat, I'll be honest, I eat fried chicken wings like every meal. It's like literally all I eat. I love it. Who doesn't like chicken wings? He was just eating lunch and they turned it into a racial stereotype. I am saying, if your friends or comedians are making jokes, they don't hate you. It's meant to be endearing. Now, there can be hurtful, hateful jokes, don't get me wrong, but he was making a point about a political crisis in Puerto Rico and about a pollution crisis in our oceans. All that matters is this. We're back, baby. We are so back. We are getting rid of the wokeness. We are moving towards a society where we can finally make jokes again. So get out of here, all of yous. You know, I want to say one last thing. Chris Raygun, he's a YouTuber. This is disappointing, Chris. It is cowardly. He made a music video that was a parody of the Lady Gaga song Paparazzi called Punch a Nazi. And he mocks the left for accusing everybody of being Nazis, of everybody of being a fascist or a white supremacist. And he worked. It's a great video. It's an animation. And he deleted it. He deleted it from his channel. Why would you do that? Well, apparently people were saying that the left was telling him he was empowering or emboldening Nazis or whatever. And he took it down. And I'm like, dude, it was a joke. This is what the left does. They called Trump Stalin, Hitler, Mussolini. Well, they lose. We're so back. And for all the people that want to go and cower and hide, wrong move. Tony Hinchcliffe, I apologize to absolutely nobody. The best part? His show is recorded, my understanding, is a week in advance, meaning this was the day before the election. He didn't know if Trump was going to win or lose. And he said, I don't care. I apologize to no one. And I respect that. Let's go, baby. Smash that like button, share the show with everyone you know, become a member over at timcast.com. Maybe I'll do more segments. I'm playing with the format on this channel because I'm just going to make a bunch of segments. And then either way, youtube.com/TimcastIRL tonight. We have a big show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Who do we got? We got Myron Gaines, I believe, is joining us. So should be pretty based. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all then.